Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score in the decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2019, Career Mode episode number 22. It's the 1st of May, and the real fun is about to begin. The revamped contract system for not just Pro Cyclist mode, but Career Mode as well, for us now kicks off. We begin with Dossiers. So today I need you to choose the dossiers that we're going to work on in order to prepare the transfer period. We are opening talks with the chosen writers in order to grow their interest and a contract with us for the 2020 season. We'll take stock of the situation in 15 days to see where things stand and to continue to open new dossiers. Some advice for this first choice. Target 2 or 3 writers, and preferably leaders with a low level of interest. For the moment, you do not necessarily have to spare the points that are allocated to you because this capital increases every 15 days so that new dossiers can be opened. Later on, we can concentrate on writers of lesser importance whose interest is already above 75%. And the choices are made at the dossier page. So you can see this is huge. You've got to build interest in writers out there to get the potential. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to sign them or that you're going to be able to afford them. I mean, there's a lot writing into this, but it really creates a much more dynamic system than there has been in the past. Now the big question is whether it's even possible for us to make a jump. Absolutely, Continental Pro, hands down, no problem. We are right on the edge of it right now. We're already as good of a Continental team as we can be, shy of being a Continental Pro team. I would absolutely love to jump to the World Tour next season. I don't expect it to happen, but I'd like to see if this system could make it possible to make that jump. So before I jump into this, before I get into the dossier, what I'd like to do is I'm going to take a look at the world, and I'm going to take a look at teams. World Tour teams specifically. And I want to look at a team like Dimension Data and see what they have. Because, see, we've already got a full view of these guys. And their top writer, Michael Valgren, with a 76. And then a few 74s and 73s. This is what I'm really going for on this. Ineos is a very much top team, and they've got a bunch of guys 76 and above. Jumbo Visma, same. Katusha Alpecin, just one rider. Nils Pollitt, the only one above a 75. Sunweb have a few. Trek have 4. UAE have 3 at 76 and above. AG2R, just 2 of them that are 76 and above. You can see that for the most part, a 76 and above, the teams that are here, they've all got just a few of them. CCC, Van Avermaet, the only one, a 77, and then we dropped to 75 and below. So the current standing anyway, though, to kind of quick step, holy cow, they are loaded. EF, Groupama. So you can see based on this, just grabbing a few, if I can get 2 or 3 riders at 76, we've got a chance. We've got a real chance of getting into the World Tour right away. 75 might not be enough, but we'll target guys that are either a 75 or a 76 and see what we can do in grabbing that. So we're going to try. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. I wonder where that shows up at. this way. We'll see. Shortlist. Oh, okay. It's in the shortlist area. So we have 30 points available. Huh? Okay. Okay, I like this. It's already ranked by average. Beaters of God at an 80. And these are going to be guys that are available, I'm assuming. So you're currently in the pre-transfer period. Your points allow you to open dossiers and to increase the interest of writers. Dossiers, transfers. Ooh, okay. So, that is interesting how that's set up. These are the points involved to set up these dossiers, so really we can only get 2, maybe 3 guys depending. Interest, very low right now. Okay, here's the world of 76 writers. There's not that many. Not that many, but you can already see that they're a little more in range of what we can afford. The 76s that are available: Trentin, Volgren, Stibar, Micah, Kruzvik. Oh, that'd be a nice one to get. Oh, he's 31 already? Dang. Martin Malama. Malama would be a good pickup for us, but he's 32. Trentin, Classics. That could be a good addition. He's 29 and it's only 9 points. That might be one that we go for. Now there's lots of 75s. Where is the interest going to start? Is there anything? Do we have any reputation? Yeah, right there. My own guys are lacking interest right now. Oof. I'm going to have to start spending points on them as well, but here we go. Now we're starting to get up there in interest as we go down the list a bit further. There's 50 to 75. Just trying to get a feel for it at this point. After looking up and down the list, evaluating the talent head-to-head, I've made the determination that the star that we're going to go for is either going to be Matteo Trentin or Michael Volgren. Michael Volgren should be cheaper. Should be. But we don't know for certain that that's going to come out. So I'm going to take both of them for now as a starter. So we're going to open dossiers with both of them and hope that we can land one of them, that we can afford one of them, and that they'll be willing to sign later on. And then we start going into our second tier of who can we get from there. Now, the best young talent at a 75 that could become a 76 before the end of the season could be what we need to push us to World Tour status is... let's see, what do I have left? 22. I have 8 points left. Oh, yeah, there you go. Mattaway, I'm going to look into him next time out as a puncher. But now, as we take a step down to the next tier, we're looking at young sprinter, just 21 years of age, and talented already, would be a real boost to the team, Jasper Philipsen. And that gives us just 1 point remaining. So that's going to be that. So there's our first 3 dossiers. That's where we're going to open up with, try to build from, and we'll see how this goes as we move forward. This is my first encounter with this new format, so we'll see. We'll confirm those. Writers' agents will take place over the coming days, and an updated situation dossiers will be delivered to you on 15/5. I still have 1 skill. Well, let's see. Is there... Oh, there are. You can get down to 1 point, guys. Can I evaluate it this way? Yes, I can. Get down to just the 1 point ones individually. And Logan Owen. is one guy that we could spend 1 point on to retain. Is Logan Owen somebody that I was... Yes, Logan Owen is one that I'm looking at keeping. I've already evaluated my own team to see where they're at, so let's go ahead and work on Logan Owen as well. And there you go. All right, we do have a race today. It is an under 23s race, and we're only sending 5 riders to it. Again, we're still through a very, very busy schedule right now. And so we're going to take into this one a minimum team. Ooms, Cantor, Banashek, Kassart. Oh gosh, we're heading to another U23 race on the same day. Heading somewhere else for this one. We're taking just 4 guys. Narvaez, Mater, McNulty, and Venable are all up there as favorites. As you can see, there's a little bit of punchy climbing through this one. And this is the Bastogne-Liège U23 race. We will send our national doctor to this one. We've got 5 guys going to the other, 4 going here. And we've got 3 guys on Fitness Peak. We've got Narvaez, who is coming off. He's on the final days of his Fitness Peak, so he's still got a +1 to his race day condition. So already among favorites. Even though I only have 4 guys, we very much should come out of this with a win. But that doesn't always happen when you only have 4 riders. You're going to have to bury somebody to chase down a breakaway. I've got to make sure breakaway doesn't get too far away on this one. Otherwise, we'll burn up half our team just trying to keep them close. Alright, so we have 103 kilometers left. We're just about to start hitting the first of the climbs on the day. So there were 3 riders in the breakaway. They were allowed to get 3.5 minutes away. The breakaway teams really wanted to get other riders in, but I managed it really well. I used McNulty anytime someone accelerated, put pressure on, relay at the front, and held it at 3, held it at 3, held it at 3. Finally, everybody gave up. Those 3 got far enough away that it was just them. And then, just as I felt that I was going to have to start chasing, I got another team on the front, allowed them to put the work in, keeping my guys fresh. And so we kept it at 3, we kept it at 3.5 minutes, and that was good. But now, since then, a few other riders have gone off the front, have tried to join them, so as we close them back down to about 2.5 minutes, a few more riders got up there. So I've got to keep an eye on that, but we're at only 2 minutes behind, and that's not bad. One of those 3 riders that went off the front, you can see we're about to bring him back in. He was the last one to go. He didn't really make it. So now it's 5 riders, minute 50 ahead. Not worried about them. We will start to put up some sort of effort before too long. Actually, I think the orange and black and red sections on that one, that would be a good time to start giving it a go and putting pressure on and thinning the field out. But I think over those series of climbs we can really do some damage and make it a small group. And then probably Mater is going to be our best bet for the overall, as it looks more like a sprint, and he's definitely my sprint guy. Attrition will thin things out. In fact, we just thinned out about 15 riders just over the first climb of the day. Those guys are pretty weak if that was enough to do them in. 5 riders still ahead, and they're at 1.5 minutes. So not a very big lead on this one. We're going ×4 speed on the flat. Again, as long as Medic is there at the front. See, there's more guys trying to join them.
An attack is launched.
It's a little bit annoying, but the lead is not much, and we definitely want to turn it on here in a few climbs. So I'm not too worried if these guys get a small gap. So the pace is definitely intensified. Still blinking red at a 79, it looks like. Here comes the second climb in just a little bit. Just ×2 right now. That guy's small gap on his own. He won't last, especially as we hit this climb. But here comes the next attack. Farikin again.
The small group of riders are trying to get clear of the bunch.
This one is right about 4K, 6%. And those two reeled back in, and the 5 liters down to 50 seconds. And we're blinking red on an 80, even though boots failed. Now fan and duel.
There's a breakaway in the leading group.
I'm glad that Medic picked up the chase. One rider off the front from the other 4. Now it looks like 2 more riders, so we're going to pull in these 2 at least. And it looks like Doman's going to get picked up. Dennis is going to get picked up. And now we're down to 1 rider off the front.
Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway. You see that? You can read the pain on the faces at the back of the peloton. There's a growing number of riders left behind.
I'm not sure we've completely left these 29 behind, but we are down to 45. Speed back up in between the this and the next climb. Next breakaway. Farikin going again. I'll let him go. It's a short gap up there. Now we've got a few new guys all trying to join them. It's a short gap. We're not going to let it get out to a big gap. It's okay if these guys make it, but Medic's trying to chase those 3 down, not wanting to let that many riders get away. Back at ×2, and here we go again. 3K, 6.3%. Only slightly stronger this time, and we've already caught up. Breakaway's been caught.
The riders have upped the pace.
Cruising at 80. See a little bit of damage even to our guys is being done. Peloton back up to 70 riders now. 60 riders before the top here. 55 now. And there's the top. I think next time I want to make a move that we're down to 52K overall, and this is a really good time to take on water.
Well, we can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's
×8 speed. It's a little while before the next one. A lot of it's downhill. McNulty having trouble going backwards to get water. Finally, he makes it back. He's got his water. He's coming back up. And let's slow it back down because here we go. Onto the climb. And McNulty's not back yet. So he has completely failed in his duties. Mater getting shuffled backwards here. I'm not a fan of this at all. Come on, Mater. Cannot find any space. He's gone clear to the back of the group in a very short distance. 1.8K, 9%. I wanted to make a move here, and yet Mater has really cost us on, well, and McNulty as well. McNulty did make it to the front. Everybody's got their water now. McNulty coming back to protect Mater. 85 in the peloton, and we could have just did some serious damage to the field and had a small group off the front, but unfortunately Mater just bottled it completely.
Only a few riders are capable of following the very fast.
This one's not going to be very long. Mater has made his way back to the front. I think we're going to have to go on that next one, not this short little V-section saddle that we're about to go through as Mater finally does get back to the front. It's not going to be long enough to do it. But I think we're going to sprint train it. Yeah, this is only 1K, 6%. This one's not enough to do any damage, though the peloton did see a split there, 58 riders. We've got these 3 climbs. What do we have? This is, 8%. That's a lot better than 3.5K. That's enough to leave a lot of riders behind. That's 10%, so it's steep. Those last 2, they're really short, so it's going to be hard to leave very many riders behind. 28K.
The peloton has definitely accelerated, meaning that an attack is highly unlikely.
Okay, almost there. Almost there. 24K. It's a long ways to go for 4 riders. So we're not going to necessarily put the hurting on immediately. But I'd like to, you know, like sprint train it kind of thing. Bring it forward. Bring it forward. Oh, come on, you guys. Mater going backwards again when he's supposed to be going forwards. And now he's using up all his energy before we ever get up there, so there's no separation. And Mater out of juice. Never even made it on. I'd love to see a split right behind us, though. Multi's out of energy, but because Mater is too, can't do anything else at this point. Mater just kind of sitting on. No splits off the back either. Guys. It's ugly so far. It's ugly. Dropped 1 rider on that climb. Oh, there's some more over the top as the field thins out. 16K. McNulty decent on the downhill. We'll let him at least continue through there. Oh, there you go. 42 riders now. Let's give him another chance. Let Evenepoel take over. 14K. McNulty, good. He's recovering some. Mater's recovered. 42 riders here. 12K. Don't want to go too hard on the flat. Here we go. 1.5K, 7%.
Riders are in a portion above 10%.
Got to keep an eye on McNulty. Make sure he's still got a little bit of energy left as we approach the top on this one. And McNulty is done. McNulty, you're going to come back. Evenepoel's going to stay put for a little bit because Narvaez has to cover this gap. There you go. Now we've got a breakaway group of 6 riders. And we've got 4 of them. And McNulty's going to fall off the pace. And actually, I'm going to let him fall off the pace here. Because look at this gap behind. We're about to open a 3-man break. And that's the only 2 with us. Suter and Doring. And we got 3 guys going away. Evenepoel, stay up front just a little bit longer. Let's see if this gap opens. Just about. Evenepoel, you're going to jump onto the back now. Narvaez, it's 8K. I've got some of it downhill. Keep that pressure on. Keep that pressure on. Here we go. 6K. 5 riders now. Those 2 are keeping up. I didn't realize there was going to be this much after the climb. It's still 5 kilometers to the finish. Over the top, 3-man group. We drop both of those guys. Narvaez, you're going to get behind now. And Mater, actually at this point, really, what I need to do is just go relay with these guys. About a 94. There's the chase. Sorry, McNulty. Getting back on auto. I would have recovered him a little bit. Narvaez has fallen off here. 2K to go. Evenepoel and Mater are left. 1.6. 1.0. Wait a little bit longer. Here we go. Sprint. Who's going to take it? Clearly, we're going to get a 1-2. Mater runs out of energy. Evenipol is going to take it. His energy lasted a little bit longer. Evenipol 1, Mater 2, Narvaez 3. Sprint. Sprint. He's near the front. He's near the front for 13th. 15th. That is a huge group, 15 wide, and he was third across out of those 15, so that's okay. A 1-2-3 finish, though. Nicely done on that part. In the breakaway group, and they were getting pulled back in, but all of a sudden, just a moment ago, that gap started to open up, and it was worryingly large. So the field has decided that they're not going to catch these guys, which means I'm going to have to catch these guys. And that means Kassart and Vashek better get on the front right away, and they're going to have to work hard. So hopefully they'll have enough for us to catch these guys before the finish. So Vashek, Kassart, luckily already at the front, and we'll see if that time starts coming down. If not, we're in a little bit of trouble on this one. It was certainly a manageable gap just a moment ago. It was at 2.5 minutes, and then the chase just went out. In a matter of seconds, it opened up to 3:15. At the moment, we're holding, so we're going to have to actually push even harder. It looks like we are getting some support here. Or no, he's just trying to attack and get away for 8th place. Seeing that we are not giving the chase. Peloton actually just split behind us as well, and we're seeing a bunch of other guys all attack instead of chase. So we're not playing this one terribly wisely here in the field. It's an under 23s race. It happens. But this attack, whatever it is, it's actually helping with the chase, as the gap's down to 2.5 minutes in just a matter of kilometers. So it's 26 to the finish. I'm actually going to use these guys as gel here soon, Kassart and Vashek, as they try to chase these guys down. But I've got Cantor, I've got Banajek, and I've got Ooms. Yes, they do. It's going to be close. 2:15. Peloton splitting again under the pressure. These little attacks are helping pull it back, and really it's using a little bit less energy for Vashek and Kassart, but only a little. All those accelerations. 20K, and it's still 1:50. When the rule is generally 10 seconds per kilometer, so we're right on the edge here, right on the edge. 1:45, and see, yeah, now we're coming down to it. Okay, I think I need to go with my normal format. 99, it's 17K, this is going to be really tough from here. I was hoping to... Kassart looking a little fresher than Vasek. You're going to start your chase. Guys on over here to where we have a little more room. Yeah, that's fine. Let these guys go ahead, because Vashek will burn energy a little bit less quickly there. It's down to 1:19 now. Ooh, they actually got off the front. Vashek's nearly done. And we're down to 12K.
There's a breakaway.
Kassart. There they are. They're in sight. I think we'll get them. It's 50 seconds now. 11K. So we're kind of back within range on that. So Kassart, bring it down a little bit. Ooms will use your gel soon. There it is. Kassart's is kick it in, so it'll allow his energy to drain a little bit slower. 31 riders chasing, and we're down to 39 seconds. Yeah, he's got a little bit left. There you go. Ooms, we got to get every little bit we can out of these guys. Let's go back to a 93. 90... Let's see, 7K, 30 seconds. So I think we will get him, especially when you throw in the sprint.
Somebody's come a cropper in the pack. Thank goodness everyone else escaped.
But Ooms was supposed to be my first lead-out guy. And I was actually kind of hoping to use him more like a full. There you go, we caught him. Alright, we caught him. So it happened. Got a lot closer than expected. Vashek's been dropped. Ooms out of energy. 2.8k to go. Try to get onto the back as best you can. Banijek. 3k out, so about a 96. 2.4k. Cantor can go at 1k, and we're almost there, so Banijek's going to go now. Bringing us home, and then now Cantor and Ooms sprinted out. Banijek maybe can hang on. Cantor. Oh, come on, Cantor. Come on. No, you're going to lose, aren't you? He lost. You got to be kidding me. Cantor, you suck, dude. Should have had that. But I wasted a lot of my energy chasing.
The race is run, but the poor souls bringing up the rear continue.
And it was amazing how fast. I was monitoring that time closely, but it was that little hill, and all the teams gave up chasing all at once, and then I ended up wasting most of my guys pulling them back. So Banijek was going early, wasn't in the ideal position, and that's really, positioning makes such a difference, because Cantor is clearly a quicker sprinter. And I should have had a 1-2 Banijek and Cantor with Ooms leading them out and attacking early. But we didn't have the ideal position. Banijek was going less than 99, less than full strength, and had to push later than I would have had to push otherwise. And then Cantor, I actually ended up pushing Cantor late in the end. But it's because everybody else was so early. And he was down on energy a little bit, so I was worried about it. So, partially my mistake on that one. I could have and should have pushed Cantor a hair earlier than I did. So that race did not work out the best. Obviously, anytime you don't win in under 23's race is a little bit sad and pathetic. I'm very glad that we will be done with those U23 races next season, though. We've had way too many of them this year. Way too many. And because it's essentially a broken element in the game, I think at this point I am done with the U23s. I'm done. We are accumulating a ton of victories, but we're not getting any points for them. We're not getting any payout for them. There's no benefit to it. So I think I'm not even going to bother doing it off camera. I'm just going to start quick sinning the under 23 races from here on out the rest of the season. And that's going to free up our calendar a little bit because I'm not a fan of the pacing. We're 22 episodes in, and it's May of our first season. I'm usually finishing a year up by now, and we're just entering the 5th month of a 10-month race calendar. January is a bit light, but October's a bit light. So at this pace, we're looking at almost 50 episodes for one season. I think that's a bit too long. So cut out these under 23s, and that will definitely help with the pace from there. But next up is the Vuelta a Asturias. It is an objective. And we've got guys ending fitness peaks, so that's going to be a factor going forward. By the way, latest news here, Narvaez is first place in the Continental rankings with our Continental team. That is the Continental Pro included. Well, let's go ahead and take a gander at that next objective. It's another top 5. It's going to be in the next episode, though. And it looks like it's 2 punchy and 1 mountain stage. That's not that punchy. Narvaez would do fine. Others would do fine. That is definitely a mountain. We're looking at 17K from here. You can see the ascent really starts another 6-8K back. So, I mean, it's almost a 23K climb on this one. Profile's not showing up, though, on that screen. And finally, the third one. Yeah, that's not bad. Here's the climb that we're going to repeat over and over again. 1.8K, 10% gradient, 6.1% average. But the whole back half, well, let's see, what is that? If it's 1.8 overall, and that's about 1.2. So the last 600 meters is at 10%. That'll do damage to the field. Depends really who's in this race. It's a winnable race. It depends on who's there, really. I don't know what teams are going to be present. But we'll see at the start of the next episode. That's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.